pretty sure Tim might be a little bit light, but he can get caught up when he comes in. So I call to order. And he's actually calling me right now. Hi.
Hey, what's the deal?
Alright, he just finished loading out a trailer of hay, so he's going to try to log on soon.
Okay. We do have one guest with us, and I believe he's for the first referral. Just so you know, I can't bring up Encore tonight. They had a notice posted yesterday that they were working on Encore today and tomorrow, and I tried to bring it up and search for something right before the meeting and couldn't.
It's been very angry all day.
So, just so you know, I can't do that, but in Cloud Permit, so I'll I can bring up the map, a map in Cloud Permit, so we can see like the Google Earth sort of image of it. But I won't be able to look up like soils or other information, just so you know. So we'll do our best.
All right. Kyle, if you want, you can go ahead and just give us like an introduction of what your plans are.
Perfect. Thank you very much, everyone. My name is Kyle Krenzer. I am the owner and managing partner of Skyline Pro Electric and SL Property Holdings, LLC. My wife and I reside at 5690 Rossier Road. So if you're looking at the property that we're discussing today, we're actually the Cape Cod house directly behind this property, this parcel. My parents live directly next door at 5700 Rossier Road. So the parcel that we're talking about, we're looking to be purchasing it and finishing the contract, sales contract with the Burt family, who owns the farm directly next door to us. With the purchase of this property, it makes the property that the Krenzer family owns basically a rectangle. It kind of squares out everyone's property, and with a ditch between our property, a drainage ditch from the field next to us and our property. The entire reason for the original purchase of this property is, which I brought up with the environmental committee as well, is because I'm trying to make my wife happy, my family a little bit more comfortable, because Skyline Pro Electric is doing well, and we want to not be operating out of our driveway and looking to be getting our vehicles and our equipment out of the actual house. We've got 3 young kids, and it's just not great to have everyone in and out around the property all times, and move it into more of the front yard. So it's almost a 3-acre parcel that we are looking to subdivide out. Marks Engineering did the drawings on that for us and submitted it with our application. Ultimately, which will have to come through another round of meetings and everything when we actually go forward to constructing a building. But we are looking to put somewhere between a 50 by 50 building on it for our office space, which we are looking to have that house potentially a 1-bedroom apartment in it for some family members, and then having a 60 by 70 shop attached to the back of that to basically operate our company out of. The property overall, we're very familiar with recently building my parents' property next door. And our property, we're familiar that nothing perks. We know we've got to do raised bed septic. We know that's going to end up happening. So it's just a matter of getting the site plan finished up once we know that we're good to move on the subdivision. And one of the big things with this field, and actually my wife and I were discussing that, discussing this in the last few weeks, is kind of what to do with the property in addition to using it as, the company and the parking lot and the building. And my kids are really excited about our potential of having a massive pumpkin patch out there. So we are looking to do solar and geothermal eventually in the building. That's the same process that we did with my parents' home next door, and has worked out to be an incredible opportunity for them. So we're looking to do the same thing for this building. And in the purchase of this, when we do that, we're actually looking to put solar into our house too, and put the two arrays side by side on either side of the property line, appropriately spaced. So kind of helping a little, some renewable energies in that area as well. Yeah, I mean, the property right now, like I said, it's farmed by the Burts, as kind of a backup field for them. It's a bit of a wet area. Doesn't really yield a lot. The last couple of years Rick has had soybeans in it. I guess 2 years ago he did corn in it. And we were super excited because our house disappeared. Couldn't see our house anymore from the road when the corn grew up, but we went back to soybean this year. And most of the field, I believe, actually was a loss. He didn't end up cutting a lot of it, weather-wise and busy-wise. He's a full-time teacher. Didn't get to it, and again, it's a kind of a reserve field for him. So that's the full story. Here we are. So any questions, feel free, fire away.
Well, I mean, with it being, you said it was like a wetland kind of, so like he just couldn't get to it. That's past growing season.
Yeah, I mean, if you do end up get onto it, and actually, I think you can see it from Google Earth. I know Encore definitely shows a photo of it when Encore comes back up and running. I'm in Encore a lot, and today was very angry. You can actually see in the field that you can see the road, actually in the photo, it's a soybean rows, and you can see the dark areas where there's some water in the field. It's not a really great area. I think he just didn't get to it. He did cut it at some point this year, but he did harvest the field, but it wasn't fully harvested even. And it's hit or miss. Honestly, I can't really speak to his schedule. I know some of the field times he's on the field, sometimes he's not. He's a busy guy running his farm by himself. So I can't really speak exactly to why he doesn't cut it. My wife and I currently own 15-20% of the field anyways that he farms. He just kind of the previous owner from my property told him, hey, we don't want to mow so much lawn. So he started farming more and more of the yard, which we're fine with. And that's honestly, it's going to be fine. We're going to, like I said, my kids are excited about, maybe some sweet corn and a really big pumpkin patch. So, and to speak to the wet exactly, I've had my excavator out there. We've kind of looked at grades. We've looked at, a little bit of soil on it and everything. And, depending on the drainage swale to the, side of the property, when you're standing looking at the property to the right of that, I won't say north, south, east, west, because it's kind of on a crooked angle. To the right of the property, when you're staring on the road looking at it, the entire property is lined by a drainage ditch that runs literally the entire back of my property as well. Which throughout the year, that ditch, I would say damp. It doesn't actually end up with always standing water in it. It's a runoff from my pond, which is behind my house, goes into it, but my pond ended up getting lower than the actual runoff itself. And then the field, I don't let the kids get down in it because they lose their boots. It gets that muddy down in the ditch. But springtime, it's got water in it. But throughout the summers, it dries up on that area. Any questions on that one? I don't know if you need a map on that. It is.
My brother just signed in, so I'm just going to try to fill him in real quick.
Oh.
He might have more questions for you.
Yeah.
Tim, can you see Kim's?
I can see the screen. Can you hear me?
Yep. Yep. So Encore is currently down. So this is what we are using at this moment. This is on Rossier. We do have Kyle here with us. He just finished talking about what he has plans for this particular piece. His business is currently growing and is looking to just add a couple more buildings here. One's going to be a shop, and we just finished talking about the field. The field is currently farmed by a gentleman with the last name of Burke. He is a teacher, so this is kind of like his hobby.
Rick Burt.
You got it. Yep,
Yep,
Rick Bird.
Yep, I know who Rick Burt is. I've met him several times. Yep. Oh, you could continue, Samantha. You can go on.
It's kind of like a hobby for him. This field he doesn't necessarily get to a lot because it can be wet. And then this is Kim just showed you what Kyle's planning on doing.
All right, so Kyle's looking to build on that parcel.
Subdivide.
Yes.
Subdivide. All right.
That's what's in front of you right now.
Okay, and so subdivide it, and then what's the intention after it's subdivided?
I can answer that real quick. So once we subdivide and actually finish the purchase from Mr. Burt, I don't know if you heard my property. If we went back to the other view, the Google view of it, my house is directly behind it. That's my house is directly behind the purple dot, and my parents' house is to the left on the same Y driveway. So we're looking to once we end up purchasing the property, we're looking to put up a building for Skyline Pro Electric, which is my company, and remove the company equipment and operations out of my driveway, and put it up front there, along with in the building a small, potentially a small 1-bedroom apartment for a family member.
Okay. Well, I can't blame you for wanting that. Yeah.
It squares the lot out really nice too. And Rick's property's got these weird like jagged areas, and we're like, hey, let's just make this a rectangle.
Gotcha. So, from what I'm hearing, it's a wet field, so it's not a very high producing agricultural field.
Correct.
Well,
correct. You can kind of see it on that map, actually, just above the. I don't know if you can see that map, but just above the purple, it's a little bit darker through there, and that's just a damp area in general. Like I said, he's put soybeans in it for years. We did corn. He did corn a couple of years ago, but he does harvest it. It just is definitely damp. We would definitely. It doesn't even look like we would even be moving or bring in much fill for grading purposes or anything for the building. The property has a bit of it's very flat. If you drive by, it's very flat land, but obviously when we get into grading, it has a little bit of enough fill to kind of be lost back into the property to fill that in and create a little bit more of a drainage swale off to the ditch on the right, which is that tree line.
Gotcha. Well, I can say, in my opinion, if somebody is going to build on agricultural land, it's best if they build it on poor agricultural land. Yeah, and leave the productive land alone, but build on something that won't won't hurt the producer in the area as bad. Yeah. So I can understand if that's a wet field, and if you were to build on it, that wouldn't represent a loss of productive farmland, but I suppose our wording probably should be it will still represent a loss of some farmland. But I don't think that would stop you from being able to build.
In addition to that, the farmer is actually selling the farmland, so he's going to benefit from the sale of the land.
Yeah, gotcha. Rick is selling the parcel. All right. Yep, that's
correct.
You had mentioned it would square off his property. I see that. I see those blue lines right there.
Correct.
It would make that square.
Yeah, Mark's Engineering has the property line drawn, and it was just kind of on because there's a natural barrier and a natural line that run down the ditch, which did turn the property from, we were shooting for about a 3-acre parcel. All said and done, it turned into like just under 3 acres, all said and done, just because we're like, we don't want to own half the ditch and him own half the ditch. Whereas let's just run the ridge line of the ditch as the potentially new property line. So that's what we ended up doing. Kind of hoping that with the planning board, that doesn't come back to bite me in regards to like building size, but I don't know. Well, maybe we'll have to deal with that. I got a couple more meetings till I have to deal with that, I think.
Gotcha. Well, I don't have a problem with that then.
Yeah, I don't think it's a loss of significant farmland in any imagination, and it's going to be benefiting Rick Burt, with the sale of the land. So,
yeah,
I think that it's okay.
Yeah, and I believe Rick's intention is to continue farming, so the sale of that parcel would, theoretically speaking, it would enhance his farm operation with, some extra income. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
He's actually a great neighbor. I've known Rick most of my life. Yeah, he's a great neighbor, great farmer, works his butt off. So it's nice. My kids love watching him go by in the tractor. They all wave.
Gotcha. Already, committee. Well, I think this is,
Sam, can we vote?
Yeah, I think Timmy was leading to that, but we can go ahead.
Yeah.
We can place it to a vote. All in favor, let's say aye, that this is not a significant loss of agricultural land.
Aye.
All opposed?
It's not a loss of significant, highly productive farmland.
Okay.
It technically is a loss of farmland, but it's poor farmland. Yeah.
All right.
Great.
Maybe we should even mention the an active farmer is selling it. So could we put a note in there saying the sale of it will actually enhance the neighboring farm operation?
You can say that if you wish.
Or perhaps we don't need to be that fancy.
Well, it communicates something else to the planning board. So if you want to make that statement, you can.
All righty. Then on that note, I think we should just include that note.
Okay.
And also it encourages, kind of the support from the committee too for its development and kind of the enhancement of agriculture.
Good note. Thank you for that. All righty. So Samantha, can we revise our statement? Do we have to re-vote on it, or can you just tweak?
No, Kim can go ahead and just tweak it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like we're all on board.
Right. Kyle, appreciate your time. If you want, you can stay and listen to us chat about the other ones, or if you want to hop off, that's perfectly fine as well.
Well, I appreciate your time, guys. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Feel free to reach out if you have any other questions.
Sounds good. Have a good night.
Right. You too. Bye-bye.
All right. Ready for the next one when you are, Kim.
Yep. Let's see. This is Kramer Road. It is a single family home in the AR2. I'll bring up the site plan. So this is what they're planning. It's a single family home. They are in a steep slope area. They actually included the steep slope map in here, so which is nice because we wouldn't be able to see that on Encore right now. So you can see the steep slope right behind them, and I shall get the map up so you can see that. This is where where they're located.
Okay.
Where's the lake? Is it to the right?
I'm sorry.
Where's the lake? Is it to the right?
Yep.
Okay. We probably get a really good view. Maybe.
So this is between Kramer and Route 21.
Okay.
And it looks to be a treed parcel.
Mhm.
And they want to build a home.
Yes.
All right. So I imagine they're going to be clearing some of those trees in order to build the home.
Yeah. Let me get the
Why
site
has this
plan.
come to us, Kim?
Probably because it's ag district.
Okay.
It also
Yeah.
there's a farm on Kramer Road. So
Or it could be close to ag land, which it looks like.
Yeah. Who's farming that?
I don't know who farms it, but they have a lot. They have cows right around there. I have no idea. I don't know if it's the Millers or.
Is anybody producing maple syrup or wood from the forest there?
Yeah, is the woodland there used for, agricultural purposes?
Let me see what they put in their ag statement. They say it's not currently being farmed. And they don't list any active farm operations within 500 feet.
I don't think it'll be a loss of farmland. Doesn't really show us anything that it would be.
Okay.
It would
It's
be a little. Okay, could continue, Tim.
well, and the steepness of the land is significant. You know, it'd be very difficult to farm something like that. I've been up and down that road quite a few times. It's probably a rocky outcrop, and that's probably why it hasn't been used to produce, any type of agricultural products. It would be nice to have Encore. I'm just thinking that, if we can't really get all of the information for these applications, does it, are we going to make some interpretations? What kind of rules are we going to use, for this tonight, or should we wait and make some decisions at some other time? The Rossier Road, that guy's right down the road from me. I know exactly where that field is, and he's absolutely right. It's a wet, area, and it's a lot of clay. So I don't feel like we did any disservice with that, but perhaps Encore would provide us with a critical piece of information that might change the way we vote.
Pam,
My
are
guess-
the, I'm
My
sorry.
guess is that the planning board will, I think this one is moving right along. Let me see when the planning board. The planning
Yes.
board's gonna see this one on the 25th.
Okay.
So, um,
So does everybody agree with what I said, or do you want to just keep going? It's up to you.
Well, what I gather, Tim, is you're looking for some extra information.
There's missing information perhaps that's not allowing us to go ahead and make a decision with all the facts that might come to view.
Yeah, it would seem like the person submitting this, either the owner or whoever's developing this, should be there just like the previous person was, so he could explain things and answer any questions. Otherwise, like I said, we're just speculating a little bit, and that's not a good business to be in, since we're committee is making the approval on these different articles here.
Yeah. Alan, it's just a recommendation. Our recommendation is not binding at all.
Mm-hmm.
The planning board can go ahead and decide whatever they wanted. But our input is definitely viewed at as, an expert type of opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just go ahead and clarify exactly, how our committee interfaces with the rest of the town.
So if we wanted more information before we make a vote, so this would get tabled until next meeting? And
I doubt that, because the planning board will probably still see this and take action on the 25th.
How many other applications do we have to take a look at? Do we have scheduled for tonight?
You have
There's 6.
There's 6, yeah.
Okay.
and one of those has 2 things on here, so it's really 5 projects.
So are all of these coming up on the 25th as well?
Probably the majority of them.
Okay.
I'd have to click through and look.
So if we continue, I'd like to go ahead and include a note that Encore was not available, so all of the information was not readily available for us to
Okay.
make a decision. Even if we make a decision, quite frankly, the woodlot doesn't look like it's that wouldn't be a loss of farmland, in my opinion, whether we have Encore or not.
if I was going to make a vote on it right now, I would say the individual building there is not going to represent a loss of farmland, but it would represent a little loss of woodland.
Yep.
But of course, even if we were to state that, I'm sure the individual will have their way with building something there, even if they have to clear some trees. But I think it is good just to note, to keep track of that. Anytime somebody builds in a wooded area like that, there is a loss of some woodland.
Yes. And let's keep in mind too that, I guess we can be reasonable about the process, since all of these are coming up on the 25th. With the note about Encore not being available, I think that will say enough. So
Okay.
I suggest we keep moving and then, be able to go ahead and get through these next 5 applications.
So Tim, when you say let's get moving, so are we in agreement that we're just going to vote and say it's not a loss of farmland, or do we want it?
That's the way
noted
I would vote. If I was voting right now, I would say it's not a loss of farmland.
All right. Well, let's do that, Samantha.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, like, judging by how, like, we already know that piece of land is very steep, with the terrain is, yeah, we can go ahead and vote that this is not a loss to farmland. I mean, even if we had, like, even without having the access to the Encore with the information that we were provided, I'm fine just saying yes with this particular land. It's perfectly fine to move along with it. I guess we really won't know with the others until we see them.
Agreed.
But yes, for this particular one, I'm fine that we don't have Encore as a second resource, judging by because of the steepness. So we can, I guess, put it to a vote that this is not a significant loss of farmland. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye, all opposed. Okay. All right. We are ready for the next place.
Just finishing my notes.
Oh, you're good. And Anna Linda? Is that Anna?
Anna Linda is down just off of County Road 16. Here, I can
Okay.
show you where this one is.
I mean, just by looking at the specific address, with it being off of County Road 16, is probably just within an ag district, I'm assuming.
I can't look that up because that's a Encore thing, but I would assume that's why it came here.
And also just judging by where it is, I mean, there's houses surrounding it.
Yeah.
It's just
Could you
a
zoom
little
out, Kim, please?
I'm sorry?
Could you zoom out so we can see what the
Sure.
neighboring area looks like?
So the people on that road have a nice view of the lake as it gets elevated there up from County Road 16.
Yeah. Nice property. What is that intersecting? Is that Weifels Road that comes down through there? What is that road right there with the end of the rectangle?
That's Anna Linda.
That's Anna Linda. Okay.
Because I think, or is that the private drive? I think there's a private drive here too. So that might be the private drive. Maybe this is Anna Linda and then this is the private drive. I think it's that. Let me bring up the site plan.
Is that the marina right there?
Yeah, they are close to the marina.
Okay.
I believe it's down just a little bit from this.
And-
That's right here. The German Brothers.
Yep, absolutely. So what is their purpose? Are they building a single family home?
Yes.
Is it a private individual?
Yes. Let me bring up the site plan for you.
There's so much development in that area already.
There is. And
Yeah.
as you can see, there's a lot of steep slope here as well.
Yeah.
Whenever you have these lines close together, that's what it means.
They should rezone it for residential. Get rid of the ag branding, I guess. Wow.
Kim, is that something that we could like recommend for certain places that we know that with it being surrounded by residentials?
I
Like
don't
this?
know the answer other than I think the property owner can request to be taken out or put into an ag district, if I remember a conversation correctly. But I don't know that for 100%.
Well, definitely in our comments, we can say that the property is surrounded by residential and close to a marina. And there appears to no longer be agriculture producing any type of products within this greater area. I would and Sam, I think that we can say whatever we want. So if we recommended that, we can just put it in the comments and in our notes. It might get somebody else thinking about it that actually can go ahead and take it a little further.
Yeah, I'm fine with just with putting that in our notes. I mean, like, because we, other boards see this. Other boards see where the possible development is going to be, and if they can already tell that by looking at it, this entire area is surrounded by houses, like up and close and personal, that there's not going to be that loss of ag land just because there's barely any to begin with.
Absolutely. And in the past, we've had conversations when there were other members that have left the board, they would talk about having Route 21 being the boundary or the barrier in which we would vigorously protect farmland on the western side of 21. And on the eastern side towards the lake, it could come right up to that, to 21 from that side. And we wouldn't really think it would be much of a loss of ag land at that point. So
even with having like, not even like having 21, even having dual, because I mean, having dual as like your cutoff because of how much farmland is here on dual. That's just I mean, from living on it, I'm surrounded by farmland. So, but yeah, if we could just include that, Kim, and
you want to basically include that you're questioning why it's in an ag district or removal from an ag district?
I guess kind of both. More
Okay.
Just because of where it is, like with it being on on Westlake Road, and I mean, yeah.
Okay. Just so I know what you want.
Yeah, no, I get it. I understand.
well, we're seeing a lot of development pressure coming, trying to go south, and if development could go ahead and occur on both sides of Route 21 between Canandaigua and Naples, it would be a tragic for agriculture in this part of the town of Canandaigua. And so I think that if we were going to draw any lines, uh, Sam wants to do it, at dual road. 21, definitely is the main route that goes, north to south or south to north. And so it would be to our benefit if we could go ahead and like the farm protection regions between Farmington and the city of Canandaigua, if we could go ahead and have similar type of activities for this part of the town, I think it would really help secure the future for agriculture in the town of Canandaigua.
You mean on the west side of Route 21? Or
On the west side of Route 21.
west side, I'm sorry.
Yep, definitely not. Did I say east? I'm sorry.
I may have just said the wrong thing. I'm trying to write and think at the same time.
Oh,
We want to preserve all of the farmland west of 21.
if we could buy all of the ag development rights on the west side of 21 to the I guess the town line, it would definitely be a good thing for the future of agriculture in the town of Canandaigua.
Alan, do you have any thoughts of it?
Actually, I drove down there a few days ago, and it's like house after house after house. And so there were a couple of, I'll say, kind of vacant lots, and I imagine that's where that was going to go into. The only thing I would say in an agricultural context, and this is just kind of driving up and down that, is there are about 5 or 6 honeybee hives down there, but I think even with one other house in there, it's not going to impact the small you know honeybee colonies that are in the area, and that's the only thing that I really saw which would be close to an agricultural context.
All right, I guess we just, with all that information, I would say that this particular area that we're looking at is not a significant loss of agricultural based on its specific location. All those in favor, say aye.
I
All opposed. All right.
It's not a loss of farmland, that particular site.
So this project, the Ladding Road one, has a site plan and a variance. The variance is for a driveway setback. So let me bring this one up. They're looking to put in a single family home. I'll bring up the map first, unless you want to see the site plan first.
No, the map is great.
Okay. This one's right on the municipal boundary. So it had to get referred to some of the other towns, if I'm remembering right which one this is. But this one is close to Agland.
Sure is. I know the farm that farms right around that area. Oh yeah, I hear they're a heck of an operation.
Are you talking about yourself there?
Oh, yeah, maybe, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that's us. That's right. That's right in our neighborhood. That
Oh,
that,
we're all in agreement, Tim.
So
No
this is
problem.
Stryker land, right?
Keep
that-
bragging. I
that-
love
that-
it.
that borders that borders our property to the east. Right there, that property right there to the east is our property, and we farm some other acreage right in that vicinity. But of course, that particular parcel, I can already tell you, has been vacant for many years. But I would want it noted that property was once farmland. I have seen old maps that most certainly used to be farmed. But as far as today goes, I'm sure that individual is going to be able to build their house there because it's, it's not being actively farmed. I'm sure they'll let that fly, that person building their house there. But anyways, could continue.
Bring up the site plan. Yeah, it's, as you can see, it is really between Hopewell and Canandaigua. Let me see. So this is what they're planning to do.
Just trying to get my bearings with this map.
If you want, I can bring the other one back up.
Yes, please.
Okay.
We're trying to see how that is
Yeah.
going to, adhere to the other one.
Yeah. If I'm, let's see. Let me get it. Oh, here's the little legend. So let me try and blow that up because I think that will make it clearer. So if I'm remembering correctly, this is where their driveway is going to go through, this little spit right here, and then it kind of cuts over, and then their house is like in here, if I'm remembering right from the plans. Oh, the other, oh,
That particular lot, they're gonna have to. They're gonna be sneaking right next to. Well, actually, no. That particular property technically doesn't border the road, but there is a right of way. Is my understanding. Oh, wait a minute. It's kind of a driveway right there. Anyways, continue.
oh, go ahead.
I believe that parcel doesn't actually technically border the road, but there's a right of way. I say there should be a note of that somewhere.
That might be the variance.
That the variance is being requested.
The variance is for, oh, sorry. Let me see. There it is. They are going to have a no foot setback from the edge of the property line for a driveway, because it's kind of an odd how it crosses the municipal boundary, I think is part of it, if I'm remembering what they talked about at the PRC for this one. It's the same maps, but you'll see right here how it crosses, and then this is the municipal boundary right here. So it winds up being a no setback through here because it crosses the, I believe that's what they're referring to.
Okay, thank you.
So they're going to be building right behind that individual's house there. I'm trying to picture it on the actual map. Alrighty. So they're going to be building it pretty close to the border of that other house. All right. Because I was curious.
Yeah, there's another
where,
house on here.
Yeah, right there. Because I was curious if somebody were to build a house there, where exactly they'd place it. And I'm glad they're placing it close to that other house instead of, smack dab in the middle of the lot. Because theoretically speaking, the rest of the parcel, there is potential for that to be reclaimed as farmland again if they decide to rent out the rest of the parcel or sell the rest of the parcel or whatever.
Timmy, judging by where it's located, is this something that you want Encore for?
Now, just so you know, the way that it works with variances, the ZBA will see that this month, and then the planning board would see that at their first meeting next month, which would probably be before your next meeting. Just so you know.
I believe I should probably go to that meeting just because that property is in the vicinity of ours and their driveway.
Okay, I can tell you for sure when it is then. Here, let me go back to the site plan.
Since that driveway is basically going to be right next to our field, and they're requesting this variance, I probably ought to be up to speed of what's planned there.
It's planned for the 8th of April planning board.
8th of April. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can tell you this right now: if anybody builds on that lot, it's not a loss of active farmland. That land has been vacant for many years.
Yeah, but would it impact your operation, Tim? Would you be contesting for, space with the driveway?
I'd have to see exactly how the driveway deal pans out. If
So can we make a note to that effect that we don't know how the driveway is going to impact the farm field adjacent without
Certainly.
Encore? And then based on that, we would say that if it doesn't impact the farm field next door, then it would not be a loss of farmland or something to that effect.
And I
Yeah.
guess if it does, maybe provide like an option for a compromise of what we can do to help Tim with it. So.
You know, Tim, you could probably take a look at Encore when it comes back up. It's probably going to be up tomorrow or Monday or something like that.
Yeah, they were looking for it to maybe be down today and tomorrow.
So we could probably, revisit this on by email. And after, if you could send us, Kim, if you could send us a link to the Encore site, then we could all comment via email back as a committee. Does
Sure.
that make any sense?
I can send you a link for Encore.
Does everybody agree to that?
Yeah.
I can value that, but just it's just to be clear with our vote though. On the map where that house is planned to be constructed, that will not represent a loss of active farmland, but the driveway could, because if that right of way is actually on my family's property, so I would need a little clarification on exactly where that driveway is, how they're going to construct it.
So do you want to say the driveway may have an impact to your agricultural operations?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. The driveway could present
Could present.
could present an impact. The house won't, but the driveway could.
Well, the overall property, I don't think you could just say the house. I think you got to take a look at the overall property and since it's adjacent to your farmland, it will definitely impact you to some degree.
Yep.
Would be my guess on what we're going to take a look at and see on Encore on Monday. So
no, before I forget, on another note, this particular farmland is also preserved farmland.
yep.
Your land?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
It is.
So,
it is.
I recommend that we don't vote on this one, but we vote on it after we are able to take a look at Encore on Monday.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
All right.
postpone our vote.
So our vote is not postponed an entire month. It's just postponed until next week.
Correct. And it's just will be for both of the Ladding Road project referrals.
Okay.
Alrighty. I value that. Yep. I'm in agreement.
And Tim, if you wish to go to the planning board or the zoning board meetings, you're always welcome there.
Thank you. Yep. I'm going to plan to.
I can send you, you can zoom in, you can attend in person, whatever you like to do. Those ones are in the courtroom and they start at 6.
Alrighty.
So I'll send you the agendas for those. How about that?
Alrighty. We actually did receive a letter, a notice of the hearing.
Yes.
And it mentioned it since it's a neighboring property with this variance being requested, we were notified.
I send all those out.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, so you know all about that.
Yep. But I'll send you though the an electronic version of both the planning board and well, actually the planning board, that one's not published yet, but um I'll send you the links and stuff for that. So
Okay, appreciated.
Yep.
Yeah. This particular project is on our mind because it is, right next door. It's right next door.
And I'm sure they'd welcome you to the meeting to share your thoughts and stuff too. So they do ask if the Ag Committee has seen some things, because not everything gets sent your way. So
Right.
they will ask.
Right.
All right. So yeah, if you want to send me whatever comments you guys come up with, I'm fine with that. And I can include those in the minutes.
Alrighty. So next week we'll touch base about these projects when Encore is back in action.
No, just that project, just that one.
Just that one.
Just the Ladding Road ones.
Because there is another Ladding Road project right next to that one.
Yes.
Yeah,
Which is also
this is
which
the
also-
same. This is the same project on your agenda, just so you know.
Oh, it's the same.
It's the same. It's the same project. This other one is the variance for the driveway setback.
Oh, gotcha. All right, I was gonna say I didn't read that thoroughly enough.
I should have put them together on the agenda. That was my error, but
believe it or not, another vacant parcel right next to that property, I'm pretty sure has sold. I'm gonna have to double check that, but I do know that there was a vacant parcel right next to that parcel that was for sale by the same owner who sold the parcel we were just talking about. Those two vacant parcels were owned by the same man, and I know for sure that one parcel, this is where they're trying to build the house. I suppose my point is I should have read that more thoroughly, because I thought that the other topic on the agenda was the other vacant parcel.
It's okay. No big deal.
Yeah, it's like I said, that was my error. I should have put them next to each other, but
We got it.
I just forgot to do that. So, yeah. So just let me know. The ZBA meeting is Tuesday, this upcoming Tuesday. So whatever comments you have, you can definitely, if you send them along to me quicker rather than slower, I can get those to the ZBA either on Tuesday or maybe Monday night.
We'll
depending.
look forward to viewing the link for Encore on Monday, hopefully.
All right, I have Monday.
Fingers crossed. Now this other one is a special use permit. It's for a short-term rental. They want to have more than what town code laws allows, and this is just because it's ag district or close to ag land. It's Black Point Drive, which is down by County Road 16. I'll bring up the map. The house is already there. It's not going to be a loss of any ag land.
Is it an Airbnb?
That's essentially what they're looking to make it.
Where is the ag land?
It's probably just the ag district.
Okay.
Or maybe, is that the Wegmans? Nope. That's not a good point. I see something there, but I can't, like I said, I can't bring up Encore, but it's probably in an ag district. But they're
Well,
just
might wanna
looking
rent
to
that.
have a greater occupancy for their short-term rental in that house.
Well, I think it's pretty safe to say that doesn't represent a loss of farmland.
I agree.
I
Yeah.
will put it to a vote then. All in favor that this is not a significant loss of farmland?
Aye.
Aye.
I,
All opposed? Cool.
That was it for referrals.
So, Sarah reached out to me and you, Kim, and then I ended up forwarding it over to Tim about that PDR stuff.
Mhm.
Is that something that we need to like? Should we discuss with Sarah, or are we good with because she's not here, or is that something that we need to have Sarah here for to?
I can bring that up, what she sent.
I didn't get a chance to read through all of that, but it's on my list.
Oh, maybe it didn't save yet. Save is, try it again. Oh, it's on my desktop. No wonder I couldn't find it. Save as, there we go. So this is the parcel. It is 272 acres. It's Canandaigua Farmington Town Line Road. It's right over in the north edge of town. I haven't looked at it yet. I had sent it along to the ECB members for comment, and I was going to write a memo of support. But basically, they want to do a PDR for the land trust wants to do a PDR for this property.
Sweet. Finger Lakes Land Trust.
Correct.
Okay.
And they're basically looking for ECB and Ag Committee support, and then it will go to the town board for a resolution. Here's the property.
I'm sorry, did I receive this document?
No, but I can forward it along.
That'd be
Yes.
good.
Samantha and I did.
It's big for you to see, Tim. This is a property that, of course, is farmland, and it's right next to all the development in Farmington.
Mhm.
And I think that particular property, if it were to be protected, I think it would set a good precedence for the border to say the line stops here. The line of development stops here. The protected farmland begins. Because believe it or not, that is that's right. That's right next to Brock's, and Brock's have a preserve. So be a good addition to land in the area that's already protected. That's right. That's right. That is right. It's right there in the neighborhood.
Okay. It's definitely where there's a lot of pressure coming from developers with all the housing that's being built out there right now.
Mm-hmm.
so this area is what's kind of right on the edge of the town of Canandaigua.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kim.
Yep. And I sent that along to everyone so you can take a look. We just got that this afternoon, so
Do we need to act on it today, or do we have some time to take a look at it?
I'm not sure when it's moving along to the town board. What I did, because the ECB met last week, is I asked the ECB members just to give me comments, what they felt on it, and then I draft the memo, send the memo back out to them, and then I was going to send that along to Sarah so she can use that for the town board.
Well, I can say I'm in full support of that property becoming protected farmland. I can tell you that. If the land trust gets a PDR for that, that's fantastic.
I feel the same. Because since we don't necessarily know when they are meeting, is this something that we can just like come back to? Or
I can ask Sarah when she needs it by.
okay. I mean, Tim, is this something that you want to come back to, or is this something that like we feel strongly about at this particular moment, knowing that yes, we support this PDR? I guess same with you, Tim Riley. If you want to look into it a little bit more, or Alan too. That's up to you guys.
Yeah, I think this is important enough that our committee needs to, and even like we're doing some other things through an email that, so we don't have to wait a full month if things are time sensitive. So that way we can still have input from our committee.
So yes, how about we touch base next week via email? We get some more information sent to us.
Right.
Maybe that is a compromise, best of both worlds. We don't exactly have to act on it right now, but it won't take us forever to get a vote on it.
That's a good way forward.
I would go ahead and say that if the Finger Lakes Land Trust is supporting this, it's probably a good idea as well. And the fact that, that both Sam and Tim are in favor of it, I would not have a problem with supporting this as well. We've seen these PDRs before. They're very effective. So I'd be happy to go ahead and take the time to review it more in depth, but I think it's fine.
So I think I'm going to draw together the consensus from the committee. We are in support of the PDR for that property, but we would like to review the proposal in greater depth.
Okay.
Is this something that we need to put a vote to? Or
well, it wasn't a referral.
Right. It was just, I guess, us
just discussing.
It's an endorsement.
Okay.
So how about let's hear from Sarah when she needs an answer.
Okay.
And let's touch base next week over email. And maybe over the weekend, like that email that I received, Kim, that you just sent Tim, maybe by the weekend, all of us can have time to look over that and learn some more. And then how about next week we touch base on it again and just provide our thoughts again.
Kevin, could you also provide an encore link for this property as well?
Sure. I don't know if I can do a direct link. But But I think if you go to this document that Sarah sent along, it has the tax map right here.
Yes.
So if you search in Encore, I'll send you the link to Encore, but I think you'll have to search for that yourself because I don't think I can link directly to a
Okay.
property.
Thank you.
Yep. But
Okay, if that's all we've got going on tonight, my chickens are running around outside of their enclosure, and there's a fox that's trying to raise her kits in my barn, and I think that she has eyes on my chickens. So
Uh-oh.
if we can go ahead and close, I would really appreciate it, and so would my chickens.
I'm-
Yeah. Yes, go save your chickens. We're perfectly fine to adjourn for the night.
All right, thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Thank
You
you.
too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye now.
See ya.
Yeah.